Hello wonderful besties, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Luna and welcome to Luna's Bookshelf. In today's video, it is a little bit late in the year and I'm very much aware of that, but I've had like kind of a slump with videos and also a reading slump, and I was also very busy with school, so I didn't really have a chance to make this video, but I did want to make it this year again, and that is a kind of a tour of my book reading journal. I know there's a lot of light here, it's a little bit too, but yeah, we're gonna have to deal with it. So I'm going to go through my reading journal of 2025. I'm also going to show you guys what my reading journal of 2026 looks like. There are some things that are already filled in the reading journal of 2026 because I just couldn't wait to do that. So yeah, you're going to not see me a lot in this video. I'm just probably going to show you guys the reading journal, and then I'm going to do like a little voiceover and telling you guys about it. So yeah, I'm very excited. I always love seeing these kind of videos also to take some inspiration. I know a lot of you guys probably already have like made your reading journal, but you never know. Maybe you can get some inspiration of my previous reading journal of like 2025 and take some inspiration of the months that are still have to come. So yeah, I would say let's get started with 2025 reading journal. I still have the same reading journal I started with in 2024, I think I started it. Yes, I started this reading journal in 2024. It was the first time I did it, and it's still going strong in 2026. I was really in doubt if I should like buy a new one, but I was looking at the pages and I have enough room to normally fit everything in, because I like saw how many pages I used in 2025 and how many pages I have left in reading journal. So I was like, there are more pages left than I use in 2025. In 2025. So I was like, we're not going to buy a new journal. We're just going to do it with this one, and hopefully I don't need to switch to another journal in the year. But I don't think I will. We're going to see though. Just we're going to hope that's not what's going to happen. It's not completely. Yeah, well, yes, it is completely done. Okay, I would say let's get started with the 2025 reading journal flip through. 2025 in books. So this is my starting page. I really love how this looks. I think it's really cute. Then on the left side, you have my reading goals for 2025. I didn't complete any of them. And on the right side, my releases I looked forward to in 2025. I only read 4 of them. And onto the next page. This page I really love. I chose every month one book I loved and I put it in here, and then around that book cover I drew like this little frame, and this is the end result. And I'm pretty glad with how this one turned out. I think it's really cute. And this is my yearly statistics page. So on the right side you see all my totals, and then each month I wrote down the amount of books physically I read, ebooks, bought, etc. On the left side, you see all the books I read for each month, so I colored in like those squares. And here's my reading challenge. So every time I read a book that's according to the prompt, I crossed it off and wrote a book behind it. This is my E to Z challenge. Pretty straightforward what it means, I think. I think everyone kind of knows what it contains, and I just really love doing it. I fill up quite a lot of the letters, I think, so hopefully we can do it this year again. Now onto the next page, I have my 2025 books. No, my 25 books in 2025. And every time I read a book of this list, I colored it in. And as you can see, I didn't read all of them, but yeah, it's fine. And onto the next page, we're 2 pages we're just going to ignore because they look pretty ugly. And now the real stuff coming in. So first up, obviously you have January. I think it's a pretty cute page. In my opinion, it's fine. It's looking cute. We have my TBR. This 2 pages, I don't know why I did it. I only did it in January and I didn't do it anytime at another time in another month. And then we have the books I read in January. I just put them on here and I wrote my rating underneath the books. And we're now going to February. This is one of my favorite pages of all the pages I did. It looks really cute. The only sad thing is February was my reading slump. So on the next page, I only have the left page with one book I read, and the right page we're going to ignore because I made a mistake and I didn't fix it and didn't want to fix it. So here we're going to my spring TBR. I just put again all the books I wanted to read in the springtime with a little box underneath, and if I read the book, I crossed it off. So yeah, looks pretty cute. But just you put it with washi tape on it with like pink colors. And then we have March, my March reads. No TBR this time because it still was in a reading slump. Here we have a little intermezzo with my series record that I didn't use at all. Then we're going to April, also pretty cute page as well. And also no TBR yet, still just the books I read in April. So I was kind of in my reading slump in April here. And now we're going to my birthday month, May. So I drew this like cute birthday cake and put May on it. And on the right side, you can see all the books I read with like the yellow thing colored around the books with my rating underneath it. Now we're going to my summer TBR. So I really love how this one turned out. I also posted on Instagram just all the books I wanted to read in the summertime. Read quite a lot, but not all of them, sadly, but it's fine. And here we have my June page. I also love this one. Also one of my favorites. I took a lot of ideas from Pinterest for this one, but still think it's cute. Also the right page, just the books I read in June. Here we have July. Also these drawings I just took from Pinterest and drew them over from a paper. And on the right side, all the books I read in July. And Problematic Summer Romance is a 5-star book. I just didn't put my writing down because I didn't know it at the time yet. But now I do, and it's definitely a 5-star book. And here we have like on the left side a little intermezzo for Magnolia Parks because I really love that book. And here's my little check-in of the mid-year because we're halfway through the year with some things. And now we're going to August, a really boring page. I didn't know at all what to do at this one, and it just is looking like this. And I'm not a fan, but that happens. And then we here have my August wrap up. I read quite a lot of books for August, so I had a hard time to fit all of them on these 2 pages, including all of the the ratings of each book. So it looks kind of messy, but I made it work. I'm glad I did. But now going to my September TBR. No, we're going to my fall TBR. So here are all the books I wanted to read in the fall time. There were quite a lot, and I didn't read all of them. I think I read like 5. Yeah, to one. No, 6. No, 5. I read 5 out of all the books that are on here. And now we're going to September. I skipped just my September TBR, but that's okay. Here's my September wrap up. So all the books I read in September with a rating. Again, underneath the book or beside the book, I have like my arc on the right side, Bake Your Mind, and my book club pick, Artist Voice. And I also wrote that down. And here's my October TBR. No, just the books I read. Here's my October books I read. Really boring page. I know. I kind of started to get forgetting to do my reading journal. So yeah, my end of the year TBR, and I only read 2 out of these books. I didn't really know why I thought I could read all of those books in December, and then my December reading slump hit. Here's November, still cute, but still kind of basic, but it's completely fine. I like the coffee cups. It looks cute in my opinion. Still, my made not really a TBR, just my mood TBR. And here is my books read in November on the left side, and one book I read in December. And that was my 2025 reading journal. So that was my 2025 reading journal. I'm really glad with how it turned out. There are some pages, as you saw, like the last page of December. I kind of got bored. I also read one book in December, so I didn't really make a big page out of it like I usually do. So yeah, but I'm still glad with how it turned out. Some really fun pages I did, and I'm definitely going to repeat some of them in this year. So yeah, now we're seeing my 2025 reading journal. Now flip through my 2026 reading journal. Now going to my 2026 reading journal. On the left side is just 2026, and on the right side all of my reading goals: 80 books, 1 French book, 5 Dutch books, 3 non-fiction books, and read half of my physical TBR. And here again, we have my favorites page. I will do this every year because it's so fun to look at it at the end of the year to see all of my favorite books for each month. Sometimes it's really hard to pick just one book. And again, my yearly statistics page, I also do this every year. I just think it's really interesting to see all of it. So I have my physical, ebook, audio, bulk, DNF, and 5-star books. Then on the left side, you see the books read for each month. Also do this every year and color in the squares. And I might 26 books for 2026, and really basic, a little bit more minimalistic compared to the other years, but still looking cute, I think. For the next page, I have made a new page, and this is my book club books. So all the book club books we pick for each month, I'm going to put in here, and I'm going to write my rating down underneath the book, I think. And then on the left side here, you have my book bingo. And every time I read a book that goes with it, I color it in and write a book underneath it. And on the right side, you can see the E to Z challenge. Again, pretty basic, pretty straightforward what it means. Moving along to the next page is on the left side, all the books I'm going to get from the library, I'm going to put here, and also the books I read, obviously, from the library. And then on the right side, all the books I receive and buy in 2026. I don't know if I'm going to get enough space with that, but that's fine. And we're starting with the months. So on the left side, we started January, and on the right side, you can see my mood TBR. And that was it for 2026. That was my 2026 reading journal. I'm really glad with how it turned out. I added some pages if you compare it with my 2025 reading journal. So I added like the books I bought, my library tracker, all of the books I got from the library and also read from the library. And I'm thinking, what else did I add? I just kind of made it a little bit different. Like the book bingo is a little bit smaller, and also like the A to Z challenge is went from 2 pages to just 1 page. So yeah, I'm really glad with how this reading journal turned out. I know my January spread is not the best, but we're just going to ignore that. So yeah, I still had kind of exams while I was doing that. And I also did really, I made this little mood bar. I almost read all of the books, by the way, so that is kind of fun. But yeah, I'm glad with how it turned out, and I definitely took some inspiration from Pinterest from a lot of these spreads. I just look up on Pinterest like reading journal, book journal, and then just kind of replicate it or just make it, give it a twist of myself in it. So yeah, that was the video already. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I always love seeing seeing these kind of videos to get some inspiration, as I said in the beginning. I would say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!